Good morning. Today is Thursday, March 24th, 3:24. And I am on YM this morning. Both YM and NQ are skipping around a bit. Well, no, I'm sorry. YM is, right now they're pretty stagnant, but
Double
NQ
cluster
was
YM.
skipping around a little bit earlier, so that's why I'm watching YM this morning. A little bit of news that hit earlier, and it basically caused a spike. So let's see what's going to happen here. So right now, we're in a bit of a range. Market's not really moving. We're in a nice chop on the 50 tick. Pull that over here. Yesterday I had some issues with my screen recorder and causing some lag. So towards the end, and today I'm using a different screen recorder. So let's see how this goes. As you can see here, we got some 4-bar. We're on the 5th bar of chop on the 50 tick on YM. Let's see. So yeah, I'm just basically waiting for this market to move. It's very stagnant this morning. Let's see. Um, yeah, just really not moving. Let me pull up the NQ chart. I mean, you can see on my news up here. I guess my cursor won't go over it, but at 9:10 this morning, which is pretty soon, FOMC member Waller speaks. So market could be waiting to see what's going on with that. Because right now it is 8:41 in the morning. Let's see here. Pull this
Double
one up.
cluster YM.
This is NQ. NQ's starting to move out now a little bit here. But you can see it was stuck also in this bit of a range, hovering over this 0.25 deviation here. A little chop on the 30 tick there. Liquidity looks a little low. This bar's fine, but this bar is a little low. It is moving up, but with the liquidity, you could easily get, some spikes, especially whenever you see it from my experience, you see it moving the way it's moving right now, where it's barely creeping. Liquidity's a little on the low side. When you're in a trade, it could very well just like spike. So those are the dangerous ones. YM's following a little bit, trying to move in a long direction. Simplicity chart here. You can see we had a long simplicity, but as you can tell here, it's not very much coverage. It it's only moved about 20 ticks total. So just really not moving much. So we'll see if this thing starts moving. All right, so we're trying to go long here. Let me bring over my 30 tick. Here's my 30 tick. As you can see, it's a nice little zone. Kind of a bottom here, a little bit of a top up here. Kind of stay between this area. A couple clusters in the middle. And this one's riding on the 0.25 dev as well. Didn't react to the 830 news at all. I might switch back over to NQ though. Because it's not really moving here. But we'll see. Just have to be patient. So
Double cluster YM.
thing is when you take an LRE,
Potential
the
OP
trade that I
rejection
trade,
on YM.
I mean, you really want it to be moving at a decent rate, and you want the market to be moving pretty good. Not zippy, not too fast, not too slow. Let's see. Like right now on NQ, there's actually an LRE. Pull this over here. Pulled back. Laid a mini magnet there. Pulled back to it. Got a little coil chop right here to the left. So not sure if it'll hold up or not. Might get a little HD here, maybe. We can accumulate some more contracts. See if it goes.
OP rejection on YM.
I mean, might get the win. It's got HD now. Let's see. I personally don't keep two markets up on my trading charts. For one, my computer can't really handle it. Second, I can't really, when the markets are moving, I personally can't focus as much on the chart because I like to see the whole picture and really analyze it and see what's going on. To make sure that LRE on NQ would have won right there. It's a nice LRE on NQ. Going up. And YM still isn't really moving. I would need YM to move. Basically, I mean, there's a mess right here. So I'd want it to move above. So actually, I am going to switch over to NQ. So I'll be right back. All right. I'm back. I have NQ loaded up here. And as you can see,
Good morning, everyone.
we had a nice little run up. Here's an LRE here, but this is, let's see. This is the like third LRE. So I'm not going to take it. It does have HD. It's going nice big long run up already. Had this nice long run up. And it just dropped a magnet on this wall here. This guy has a lot of HD, but I'm not gonna, I mean, you're technically not supposed to take an LRE that's, more than the second one. I did like this HD though. I like that HD, but you got the wall here, this magnet, 3 clusters, 4 clusters up here. Um, it's going though. It's going. Plus, I just kind of hadn't really analyzed what's going on NQ yet, so I would have hated to jump in that one and take a loss, then be upset with myself that I didn't, properly analyze what was going on. So just refreshing my flux levels and dynamic magnets right now. All right, now let's see what's going on here. If we look at the 50 tick, we're at the top, kind of looking left here. A little bit of chop, a little bit of chop there. We definitely hit a clear bottom right here. And now we're at a recent top. Let's see what happens here. If we break, if we go back down, let's see what happens. Now let me just match up my charts with the trading room charts real quick to make sure it's all good since I just loaded up. Yep. Yeah, it looks good. Everything's good. All right, and simplicity stuck in a big green and red eye block here. Look at that. I mean, it hasn't broken those. This was earlier. Look at this earlier. Market was stagnant. There was some unexpected news that happened and it shot down. Now it's kind of climbed back up a little bit. So let's see here. I really want a reset of simplicity. I like a reset where the lines flip red. Whether it goes up or down, I mean, at this point, we're at the top of this recent area. So, I mean, I would like it to continue up, but I will definitely want to reset first. That way, I could take another LRE. I like to follow the rules and not take. See, look, let me pull this up. There was an early entry back here, barely. If you didn't catch the early entry, and there was another entry right here. So here's the simplicity, run up, pull back, 1 LRE, run up, pull back, second LRE. Actually, it retraced quite a bit. So if you would have got in here, 29, you would not have gotten stopped out. So, and it would have won. Then you got, that's not an LRE there, but then you had a third LRE here. That's the one that's where we just were. Would have won, but that was the third LRE. And now here's a fourth, and as you can see, it's breaking down. So that's why you don't want to take more than the second, just because lower probabilities. If you take more than the second. Now, on this one, we did have, like I said, 362% HD there. So that was nice. So if you'd have gotten in at the bottom here, 534.75. You would have profited right at the wall, so wasn't a bad one. Was pretty good. So now simplicity is looking like it wants to go short. Oh, you know what? I have not turned on my trade copier. So let me do that. Because I do want to copy my trades across all my accounts. Okay. Alright, now we might get a simplicity short here. We are at the bottom of a 50 tick bar. So we'll see if it wants to. There's some clusters looking left on the 30 tick as well right now.
Potential TX on NQ.
See if this wants to keep breaking short. See, we're at the bottom here, so it might want to break short. Might get a little chop. Not sure. There's not really much chop to the left at that level. There's this 2 bar right there, but that's about it. So not too concerned about it chopping right now on the 50 tick. The 30 tick at this level. See, we have a cluster here looking left. Another cluster, another cluster. So see what happens. It's trying to break short for sure. Let's see. Yeah, I would need this thing to break below the wall. Technically still don't have a simplicity entry yet. So maybe we'll get an entry below the wall. We look here. Angle down right here, but the next bar did not break the low. These are not angled down, not angled down. This is not really the bottom. Line's angled down, not the top. So now we're angling down. So we would need this bar to stay short, and then that would make it the setup bar. Then we would need an entry bar to break the low. So preferably, would want an entry below this wall here if it wants to continue low. Or this might be the reset that I wanted, and it might continue long. So we shall see. The 50 tick bar closes up, that would be at 544.25, which we're approaching that.
Double cluster
So this
NQ.
is technically an early entry long here. If this breaks above the wall. So yeah, it's an early entry long. We're at the top of this range. So simplicity trader, be careful on this one. Wait till it breaks.
Double cluster
We got a mini
NQ.
magnet on the 10 tick here. So at this point, we need to see where this is going to break before we consider anything. It's kind of stuck between these two walls at the moment. Yeah. Oops. All right, so and it's just after 8 o'clock, so see if we get some movement here. See if we get a break somewhere. And I mean, NQ also was hovering around this deviation for quite a while. It's pretty much the bottom. It'd come down to the deviation, do a little bit of oscillating, and head up and not quite hit the 0.5 deviation. Pretty much did that all night. If you look at the 50 tick. See, this is overnight. Bottom here, oscillate at the deviation, run up, run down, oscillate there, run up, run down. I mean, did that all night. So, see where it goes. Um, yeah, FOMC member Wallace is about to speak in 5 minutes. So we'll see how the market reacts to that. Yeah, we'll just have to see what happens there. Checking back in on YM. YM is still a mess. I didn't think I'd be getting a trade on YM this morning. So that's another reason why I switched over to NQ. There's YM right now. Still a mess on simplicity. Still in that little range zone area. So doesn't look promising for a trade there. All right, let's see if NQ can break up or not. Let's see. Oh, all right. Not much at the moment to comment on. I mean, it's bound to break in a direction here soon, sometime soon. I would think. Let me keep my news feed up right quick. While we get close to this FOMC deal here. Some Fed members are talking about rate hikes. See 7 rate hikes, but maybe won't need them all if imbalances sorted. Who knows? And we have another cluster on the 30 tick right here. Another cluster. Cluster there, cluster over here to the left, cluster up there, cluster up there, cluster here. Then we got double clusters right below the dev. Only bad thing about pre-market trading, sometimes you don't get much. Let's see. Make sure there's no risk of overdoing it on rate hikes. There is a risk. Fed is trying to engineer a soft landing in the next year or so. I'm hopeful pandemic specific factors pushing up home prices and rents will ease. Oh, all right. I'm about to call it a day because there's not much going on at all. uh, market's just not moving, and it's almost 8:15. I'm sorry, 9:15. Uh, so getting close to dark zone. There's no point of me risking anything. 10, 15 minutes before the market opens. So I will see y'all tomorrow.